Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, Your Florida Electrician. Today I have a EV charger from Wolfbox. This one is an E50, which means I can connect it to a 70 amp breaker, or E40, which I believe I can connect to a 60 amp breaker. I'd like to do an unboxing on this EV charger. I've done several of these EV chargers, not just Wolfbox, but some for Tesla and some for some others. I like doing the unboxing part so you know what to expect. I'm trying to get better view for everybody. I have different cameras, get the microphone. Alright, so when you first open it, you have some stickers here. It looks like you can label your EV charger what your final breaker is, depending on what size you connect to. Oh, that's nice. You have your instruction manual. And you can download the app. They have their own app for this EV charger, which I'm excited to try. And all your packing lists, working lights, how things work. I'm going to go ahead and try this. I'd like to put this aside for the moment. It's a little bit windy. All right, so completely encased in foam. That's that piece there, and here's the EV charger. Wow, that is totally entombed. That's packed very well. Hopefully the camera's catching everything. All right, here's the Wolfbox EV charger head unit itself. And we have the cord that comes with it. This is a ultra thick cord. What size is that? It looks like a 6? It looks like a 6. But damn, that's a huge cord. Okay, also in here is we have the 25-foot cord and the charging handle. Oh, that's nice. We have a holder for the cord and for the charging head. Very nice. Some anchors for putting in concrete, looks like, or maybe into wood, but this looks like it's more for concrete. And you have some RFID cards. These are nice if you have a rental property, Airbnb, and you want to only allow people that stay as your guest to be able to use your charger. You can leave that in the house for them to use. It's very nice. Very nice these days. Nobody can steal your charge. And the wall mounting bracket, charging unit itself. Looks like about 4 screws, and then it hangs on there. We're going to look at the directions. We're going to go through the directions and see how this is going to be installed. I do plan on changing this cable. I'll show you. If you look over there, you'll never I can't do anything with that. It's too short unless I immediately put it into another box. For me, I believe too many junction boxes is too many connections, and you got to torque them all, and there's just too many points of failure. I would rather, if possible, open this EV charger and change this cable so I have one cable from the inside all the way to my breaker instead of having another junction box with this in there. We're going to find out. I'm going to see what's involved with that. As you can see, this is my current electrical setup. I do have a outlet for RV here. I no longer have the RV. I would like to take this out. I mean, I could probably make that into a junction box, but still, the cord is too short. All right, I'm going to remove this cord. Okay, guys, after reading the manual, it doesn't say anywhere that I can take that cord out and put my own. So we're going to roll with it. We are going to get a box. We'll probably get the same size SO cord, longer to reach into my panel, and we'll do it that way. I don't want to avoid any kind of warranties from the manufacturer, so I'm going to leave it alone. I was going to open it, like, nah, I don't care. I do care. I don't want to void the warranty, and I don't want you to void the warranty. So We're going to be a pause and we're going to go get some material. Hey guys, it's install day. Finally got enough material from Amazon, got enough material from Home Depot. Home Depot is always a challenge, but we're going to install that Wolfbox today. Been waiting to do this for a while. Got the time, we're going to do it. First, I got to remove my motorhome outlet. Okay, RV outlet is gone. There's just a white spot where it was. Today's install for Wolfbox, we're going to use 1-inch PVC. I prefer 3/4, but of course, Home Depot didn't have any for today's shoot, so we're going to use 1 inch. It's okay. We're going to come out of the bottom of the panel here. We're going to pipe over to right about here. We're going to put the Wolfbox EV charger. We don't want to have a spigot right here. Typically, any kind of inspected electrical, if you have a spot like this that has water or a spigot or some other obstruction, this whole area all the way to the ceiling to the floor is considered water. We can't install over it. You need to go to the left or to the right. So we're going to go over here by the window, about this high. We're just going to pipe out. I'm going to show you how to bend the pipe with a heat gun and install it with a hard pipe. I used to do, or have done, many flexible conduit Carflex, but some people are like, yeah, it doesn't look so good. It's weak or whatever. Either way, I can do either way. So this one I'm going to do pipe and we'll paint it later. Some of the tools I plan on using is an LR. Comes down on the right hand side. LL will be on the left hand side. Waterproof connection. Strain relief. Some wire connectors for bigger wire. Male adapter, lock nut, bushing. Some mineralic straps, aka also known as minis. Some screws, junction box. This is my torque wrench. We have the handle for the charger, the bracket for the charger, some tips for the drill, some drill paddle bits, and of course the star of the show, the Wolfbox. And the most expensive, as far as materials, 10 feet of number 6 THHN, 10 of green, and 10 of red. Instruction manual, heat gun, hand tools, drills. Yep, gonna be fun. Okay, here we're bending the PVC 1 inch. The secret is to heat the area that you want to bend at. Make sure you keep turning the pipe. Don't leave the heat gun in one spot because it will burn the pipe and blister it. And build yourself a big enough 90 so the wire can get through it. And then I'll use some water on it to make it cool faster to stay in place. And here I'm putting the pipe up for testing. I cut it and then I put it in temporarily, level it, and I'm marking where I want to put my mineralic straps. And then I take it down and we're going to put the straps. As you saw a moment ago, we measured the pipe and cut it to where it needs to go. Now we need to prepare our mineralic straps. Notice there's a square hole on one side, round on the other. Okay. There's the square on the top. And that goes in the square part. You typically want these to be down when you're hanging on the wall so people don't get cut on them by sticking them up. Looks better. So we got 3 prepared. Let's go ahead and look over here. What I did is I made marks right in the middle of this is where I want to put my mineralic strap. I'm going to try to get one over here underneath the panel. But I'm probably going to have to bend the pipe some more to get that in there, which is fine with me. So here we install the pipe. Ian goes ahead and patches the holes and paints the aluminum siding. It's good practice to do that so it doesn't sustain any more rust or anything else like that. Then we go ahead and glue the pipe into its final position. Okay, the reason why I chose these mineralic straps is because you can see it gets me off the wall a little bit. Doesn't 100% get me over this, but it helps me to have to bend this pipe less. It's the reason why I like working with Carflex when I'm having obstructions. But this will get me off the wall at least a 1/2 inch. This is probably 3/4, an inch to an inch. So to make this work, I just have to push this in and tighten it. And we're perfectly good to go. It's glued there. We're going to go ahead and do that now. Here we finish the mineralic straps, put the bolts on, using some channel locks helps, and then we prepare the junction box by drilling it with a paddle bit for installing the screws and also installing the connectors for the pipe. Okay, we're going to want to glue our box, level the pipe, strap that. So let's go ahead and glue our box on there. Notice the screws are facing down. Okay. Bushing. Should be just enough room in here for everything I need to do. Just enough. So on this one, we can put the mounting plate there. They give you 3 screws, which is kind of an odd size. It's not a quarter, it's not 3/8, not 5/16. Kind of weird, so I'm going to have to use a Phillips tip just to support the bracket, secure it. Oh yeah, it's not where they're... Don't put it tight yet. Alright, tighten it down a little bit. Kind of a cool design. I like it. We'll have to measure where the screws are, these 2 screws, when we go to put it up. But before that, I need to know, I want to make sure I have enough wire here that goes into the box. So I want to kind of mark where that's going to go. And I want to get a measurement. Not putting it in here permanently, I just want to get a measurement. Many times you have to put things together, take them apart again. I want that to be inside the connector as much as I can. Yep, that's probably good. Something like that. And then I want to mark there. So now that we got the mark on the wall, I want to get an idea where I need to put the rest of the screws. Okay, so ultimately to the top of this hole, I got about 11.5. I'm going to put the 2 top ones first. 11.5 inches higher by center to center is about 2 7/8. Ah, no. Yeah, 2 7/8. 2 7/8 by 11.25. 2 7/8 by 11.25. Here we just take the measurements from the back of the plate, transfer them to the wall, make sure the holes are level, or the marks are level, and then go ahead and take my P3 screws, screw them in, leave them out roughly 1/8 of an inch or so. So you have to leave it about 1/8 inch off the wall. Hopefully I get them the right distance apart. Okay, the right distance apart, no problem. And then we could still level it if we needed to. We can move it left to right or whatever. But it's not really tight on the wall. I suppose it doesn't need to be, as long as we get this one screwed in. But I could put it just a little bit tighter. Tell me in the comments, does that look like a welder mask? It sure does. Anyway, let's try this. Alright, I'm not sure where I'd level this from because everything seems rounded. Maybe here. we got to hang the bracket for the 25-foot cord. Pretty straightforward, except for that top hole. I used a screwdriver as like an awl to make a dent. Marked it with the marker, pre-drilled the screw hole because it's like impossible later. You have to use a really skinny screwdriver to get it. Okay, as far as the design goes, I think this is kind of difficult. This hole barely fits a screwdriver to get to this screw. Took a minute to find one, but this is how you do the last one. Yay! The other ones were easy. This one they're gonna make up for it. Yeah. This could be a better design somehow. Maybe make the hole bigger, or I don't know. Not put a screw there, but a hook, sort of like what you did here. Have the top hook in the back. That might be a better design than having to do this, but it's okay. This works. I was able to find a screwdriver. There we go. Pretty solid stuff. Probably going to coil this thing differently. Or not. That's cool. Unless somebody comes really close with a car. Let me see if I can zoom out a little bit. If somebody comes really close with a car, they could hook it with a mirror. Maybe. But it's pretty cool. I like it. That's neat. Now I just got to do some wiring. Okay, so for this we're going to pull some number 6, THHN. All we need is green, black, and red. There is no neutral needed for these EV chargers. If you're going to do an outlet, a NEMA 1450, I believe. Even if it's for an EV charger, you don't need the neutral. But if you ever used it for something else, like a dryer, well, a stove, you would have to have a neutral. But for an EV charger, you don't. If you never pulled wire before, get the ends together. Okay, but stagger them a little bit. Okay. Stagger them a little bit. Tape them together. See, leave some. Because if they're all bunched up at the end, they won't bend around the corner if you have to pull it. I'm going to feed into here. One thing you probably want to make sure is that your panel is off. Even it's off, sometimes it can be intimidating. Just make sure it's off. Still doesn't want to go. Okay, here we go. If you had a long pull, you might want to use some wire lube. You can put some wire lube down in there, foam. But it's only like 6 feet or 7 feet, so it's easy just to slide this down in there. And then we want to watch it come out the other end. And you can pull some out whenever you need for extra. This is a plastic box, so we really don't need to ground anything. Unless this got energized. But we really don't need to ground anything else. We can just use our wire connectors here. Everything's plastic. I do want to prepare these ends for connecting. So I probably need about an inch. If you use something like this, like aught cutters, I like to do it. You have to be very gentle not to cut any strands of the existing wire. There's a reason why there's so many strands. I forget how many strands are there, but there's a reason why there's so many. You don't want to cut them off. You only want to cut the insulation. Okay, so you can very gently just score the insulation and then try to pull it off without pulling off any strands of wire. Yep. I mean, it's scratching the wire a little bit, but it's not breaking anything. Alright, I'd like to show you these wire connectors. Pretty cool insulated wire connector. Using wire nuts for number 6. I guess you could do it, but I want to do something better. These have little plugs you can take off, which reveals the screws for tightening these down. Now you can opt to put one wire in here and then on the same side come out and have like a red in and a red out. Or you can have a red in here and a red out here, like a butt splice. So this is only good for one wire no matter how you connect it. Okay, I'm going to take all those tops off. So this is all one insulated piece in the middle. It's all connected. So if you put a wire here and a wire here and a wire there and a wire here, they're all going to be connected. Don't make the mistake of putting red here, black here, black here. They're all going to be tied together and it's going to blow up. So, and you can verify that with a meter. So this is good for the number 6s that we're doing. As we stripped the wires earlier, we're going to go ahead and do that. And I am going to verify what I said with the meter right now. You set your meter to continuity. Okay, put the tip in here. Make sure you touch the metal. And touch any metal anywhere else, it beeps. So this is all one unit. So you don't want to put two different phases in there and screw them together. It will blow up when you turn on the breaker. So let's go ahead and use this. Alright, so we're going to use one of those connectors, or actually 3 of those connectors inside this box. I looked up the torque requirements. There's nothing on here. It doesn't tell me what I need to torque stuff at. But number 6, number 4, about 45 pounds. I have my torque wrench, but it only seems to go to 36. So I'm at least going to do 36. I'll try to do a little bit more manually with a screwdriver. So these are nice the way they came from Wolfbox. They have a little hard end on here. Whichever is going to fit for you best in here. I usually like to do that. Maybe we can do that for 2 of them, one on the other side for the other. So let's put one in on this side. Make sure it's not on the insulation. Make sure when you tighten the screws down, it's actually going to be on the wire. So don't push the wire in too far where you're on the insulation because it's not going to work well. And we're going to start tightening this down until it holds the wire. And we're going to try to give it 35 pounds or 36 pounds until it clicks. Probably going to take a while. Oh, no, not really. Yep. That's about it right there. I think I can get a different tip. I'll get another better bite on it. Okay. Get a little bit skinnier screwdriver. Let's see if I can get a better bite on it. Wow, 35 pounds seems a bit excessive. That's tight, no doubt about it. So that's my ground. I want to put my number 6 ground in there as well. I can either put it on the end or put it up like this. Again, make sure you only put it on the wire, not the insulation. This is totally stuff that homeowner can do. You just make sure it's tight. Really should be torqued. 45 pounds seems kind of ridiculous. Not sure where that number came from, but you want it tight, not loose. So when you're done with that, it came with little plugs. You want to make sure you put your plugs back in. And on the other side that you didn't use, put your plugs back in. That way nothing's exposed. That one may not even stay. I prefer this over a wire nut. Take these out of the way. Okay. And then we can put this up in the corner. Like that. It's going to want to pop out of there, because the wire remembers which way it was bent before. So we'll go ahead and do them, then we'll put them inside the box. All right, now time to get the cover on. You don't have to worry about these touching because they're insulated. You don't have to worry about that. Okay, it's fine. And they want to bend back because of the, they have memory, you know. So get these lined up, put that on there, and close it up. I like this PVC box. I never used this one before. I like this cover. And so you lose these screws. Really nice. So that's our connections on that side. And remember to put some weep holes underneath the box, okay? Because water's going to get in no matter what you do, no matter how hard you try, water's going to get in. All right, now we need to move over to this side. But we don't want to work hot. We want to shut it off and land these wires. Okay guys, finally we got the breaker installed, our 60 amp GE. A couple things you want to do is just give it a tug test. Make sure the breaker's off, because you want to make sure you really landed the wires under the breaker. Sometimes it feels like you tighten it down, but the wires are not under the breaker. If they don't pull out, that's good. Okay, at this point I want to check. I want to turn on my breaker. And you see the red light come on. It lights up Wolfbox, says 12 volts and 86 degrees Fahrenheit. Interesting.
You're going to want to download the Wolfbox EV app, create an account, sign yourself into the account, set up your time zone, your nickname, etc.
Okay, enable location always. The beast. I gotta enter your Wi-Fi password. Okay, the Wolfbox EV is automatically being added. Wolfbox EV. Wolfbox EV charger added successfully. Okay, my light there has turned blue. I must be doing some sort of update. Okay, new device firmware found. It's saying I should disconnect power. Okay, charging current. I want to change this to, I think I have to do 48. Okay. Plug-in charge. Enabling this feature allows the EVs to charge directly without the vehicle being unlocked. This may pose some security risks to protect to your product. Please check. Okay. Schedule charging. Enable this feature. Will start and charging according to your time you set. Okay. Look at that. Okay. So let's say 12 a.m. Yep. End time, no end time. Charging current, going to be auto. We want it to, let's see, remind 15 minutes before charging starts. We want it to charge every single day. Whenever it's connected. Start time. 12:01. Yeah, so it's okay. 12 o'clock. Let me put 6 a.m. It's never gonna. I leave by 5 a.m. Okay. Okay. Device information. Share device. Create group. Check device network. Alright, so I got set for 48 amps. Scheduled charging. Okay, let's grab the handle. Some cordage. Okay. Take the charger. Plug it in. And let's see what happens over here. Charging is starting. Oh, I like that already. 91 degrees outside. Voltage 239.4. No current yet. Wait until we get this thing warmed up. Okay, charging now after getting on the Tesla app. Letting it go ahead and do its thing. Okay, voltage 236.6, current 49 amps, and 5.8 volt. Not sure what that is. Maybe that's through the handle. 91 degrees at the charger, and we're on the Wi-Fi. And that actually looks pretty cool. All those lights going around. It's pretty nice. So guys, in the end, this video is very difficult to produce. This Wolfbox EV charger software was not the most intuitive. Some things like setting the amps and things like that, pretty easy. Plug and charge and scheduling, I couldn't get it to work at first with my car. I had to go in each time, let's say plug and charge. You click on plug and charge. That's not even responding. Okay, plug and charge. Okay. And when you do plug it in, it'll start the EV charger, but it won't do any current because you need to go to your car first and tell it that you want to start charging. Okay. So let's say, let me move this up to like 90. Okay. So if I want to start charging now, plug and charge. Okay, I can tell it to plug and charge, which it might be doing right now. But see, it'll show that it's trying to charge outside, but it's not charging. So I can tell the car to start charging. And then I go to my camera. See? And the current starts picking up. The Wolfbox software does not talk to the car directly. You need to tell Wolfbox to start charging, and then you need to go to your car settings, and it'll start charging. Okay, and the same thing if you want to schedule. Okay, you want to schedule a charge. I've heard people saying they're having difficulties with the scheduling to charge. So we need to end charging here. Okay, it'll stop. It'll stop charging. Okay, charge complete, energy, blah, 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 blah. Look at that. It says 931 minutes. Maybe that's total. I don't know. I still don't understand how to read this thing. Let's say you want to do scheduled charging. And charging. Okay. Okay. So let's say scheduled charging. Let's say start time midnight. I never here at 5 a.m. So set your time 5 a.m. whatever time you normally go. Set 7 days a week, whatever your schedule is, and hit OK, and then confirm. And then the charger will tell you, okay, EVSE will start up at midnight. So, but it won't unless you go to your car and tell it. See, it thinks it's charging now. Unless you tell it the schedule start charging at midnight, but you have to tell it in the same schedule, midnight, to start charging, and then it'll work. If you don't tell both of them, it won't work. This thing says it's charging. That's too funny. So yeah, getting them both to work together is not the easiest thing. Okay, now it says vehicle will charge at 12 o'clock because I set that, and I set the EV charger, the end charging. It says it charged for 12 hours. It was not 12 hours. And on top of that, trying to make this intuitive as far as setting this up. Cost units, temperature, I don't care. That's like fluorescent or centigrade. Okay, dollar amount, cost unit. I'm guessing per kilowatt on your electricity. So it's not a dollar amount I want to put in. I'm guessing it's a C dollar would be cents, I guess. So over here, it'd be about 14 cents. Vehicle information seems more straightforward. This battery is an 82 kilowatt. Total mileage is 315 when it was new. So I did that, but I get all kinds of wacky new information. Indicator light, that's very easy. The indicator light you can shut. When you shut that off, it shuts off that green light or the blue light when it's charging. So the numbers I've been getting so far are really weird. So when I first got it, on the bottom here, it said it charged for 12 hours and 25 minutes, which is no way, and I only got 20 kilowatts. There's no way that happened. Unless I had it set for maybe 12 amps or 10 amps or something like that. Okay. Then the next one, I tweaked it a little bit, seemed a little bit more to make sense. Charged for 2 hours, 16 minutes, I get 26 kilowatt hours. That seemed to make more sense. But some days it didn't make any sense. I changed the money, how much the kilowatt was, and it's out there. 15 hours, look at 12 o'clock, 15 hours to get 15 kilowatt. Come on, man. Then you click cost, and it's just out there. It's not intuitive to me. I'm not sure what numbers to put in there. You don't have to use this. It's just a feature that would be nice if I can get an understanding how to use it. Okay, so I get this set up for charge for tonight. It should work, providing I have my car set to charge at midnight, which it is. It says right here, charge at midnight. As long as they're both set to charge at the right time, it will work. And make sure your EV charger says this. Same time, that's going to start charging or try to charge. Hey guys, I want to thank you for making it to the end of this video. I know it was a very long video. It's been a very difficult video between my time, materials, trying to find the breaker, and I had some misunderstandings with the software, some trouble, a little bit of a learning curve with the software. But since I figured that out, it's been flawless as far as charging the car. I haven't missed any days charging. I haven't woken up and said, oh crap, the charger didn't charge the car. After that learning curve, no problem whatsoever. The install went fairly easy. My choice of install method with the pipe was a little bit more difficult than just adding some flexible conduit. But this was my choice in this one. I wanted to show you guys how to do this type of method if you haven't seen it yet. People over there at Wolfbox have been really helpful. I emailed them a couple times and got some responses back, which really helped. And thank you guys at Wolfbox for partnering with me on this one. And hope to see you on the next one. Thank you so much.